Hey there. Let's have a chat about what it means to heal emotionally. All right, so first of all, the way that I see emotions is energy in motion. There's nothing right, wrong, good, or bad about emotions except when we're holding on to them and we're not letting them flow through. Because just like stagnant water creates mildew, mold, or algae, whatever it is, when we are holding on to our emotions, we're not letting them move through, they actually start to create discord in our body, right? So I come from a background of energy medicine, and that the body keeps the score, and that the body is a manifestation of the mind. And when we haven't healed traumas, when we haven't allowed the heartbreak to pass through us, when we're holding on to pains from the past, it does start to create aches, pains, illness, disease, like anxiety, depression. Those are all signals that energy and emotion wants to move through your body. Now, a lot of times what happens is that life will bring us opportunities or people that will emotionally like trigger us. Like triggers are our treasure. So anytime that you have an emotional trigger, like rather than pointing your finger at the other person or like, why doesn't my family understand me? Or don't they understand where I'm coming from? Or why did they say that? Or they need to change who they are, or they need to say something different so I feel better. You're giving your power to the thing outside of you, and understand that what is happening is reflecting back to you so that you can see what you're holding on to isn't serving you anymore. So you can see that there's another choice that you can make. So you can see that the way that you are giving your power to the person, the experience, the circumstances outside of you. So your trigger is your treasure. And rather than pointing your finger, because when you point your finger, there's one going that way and four coming back at you because it is about you. Sometimes it is about the other person. Sometimes it is about like, okay, this is not a person I want to be in a relationship with anymore. But a lot of times it's pointing back to say, ooh, I'm holding on to a belief that is not in alignment with what I know to be true about who I am and about life. Or I'm holding on to a pain that's actually preventing me from calling in what I actually desire. So when we are emotionally healing, I know for myself in my past, like when I was in the midst of like all of my like trauma healing, it's like I was like so angry at the people that didn't keep me safe, that put me in the situations that that didn't help me. But like holding on and trying to blame them, what really needed to happen was I personally needed to acknowledge the pain, that I needed to acknowledge that really sucked. Because I'll tell you right now, the people that were involved in it, they weren't going to acknowledge it. But me holding on and being angry and blaming them and wanting them to take responsibility was never going to happen. But when I acknowledged for myself and my inner child that that was really effed up and that was painful and that was wrong, then things started to loosen up a little bit. So if you find yourself that in some kind of emotional pain or like the same trigger happening over and over again, like step back a little bit and look and really ask yourself, what is the person poking within me that I'm trying to see within myself through the other person? Like you're calling in the other person to poke at you. What are you trying to see? What story are you still limiting yourself with? What pain is actually asking to be acknowledged and released and move through your body? Because the person is coming in because you've called them in from a higher level to help you release this thing, this belief, this pain, this pattern, this limitation, this block that is not serving you and where you're headed. And especially if you're seeing it over and over again, there's a part of you that really is ready to let it go. And if for any reason, like you're having a hard time identifying it for yourself, reach out to me. This is the work that I do, that I'm able to go in and see what is happening with the energy and the emotions, the circumstances, and help you to decipher. I mean, this is, as a mentor, I teach you how to do this for yourself too. But if you're in a spot where you're like, I am so freaking done with this, then let's do some work together so I can help to like get you into like opening up these spaces so that you can drop more into your heart and your power and on the timeline of the life that you want to be living, that your heart and soul is here for.